Hey guys, welcome to Twisted Tale. Today's video is one that'll make you question the twists and turns of fate. Imagine abandoning someone you loved because you believed they betrayed you, only to discover a truth so shocking, it'll leave you wondering about the choices we make in the heat of the moment. Stay tuned for this captivating story of love, betrayal, and redemption. I, 34M, abandoned my girlfriend, 33F, because I thought she was unfaithful to me. 4 years later she married my best friend, 34M, and I discovered that she never cheated on me. I had a girlfriend for 8 years until I turned 21. She was unfaithful to me on multiple occasions and even got pregnant from one of her affairs. This left me very upset. Despite everything, I continued to beg her to return, and I even offered to raise the child. She said she didn't, and she ended up marrying the father of her son because her parents forced her. I stopped going out. I was fired from my job because I began to decline at work. I fell into depression. My best friend, Roberto, helped me get up and get a new job. When I turned 23, I met Sienna. She was a new friend of my cousin. We met and I quickly asked her out. She accepted, and over time we became a couple. I was quite toxic towards her. I wanted to know where she was all the time and with whom. Sienna refused to indulge this type of behavior because she said that if she agreed to this over time I would get worse, that I should trust her. In all other aspects our relationship was quite good. Sienna helped me go to therapy and gave me my necessary space. Sienna also understood my behavior and she helped me improve it. I began to heal and the relationship and bond became stronger. We started living together. We lasted 6 years together and they were the best years of my love life. Sienna and Roberto eventually became good friends. One Friday night I had to stay to work overtime to do some reports for the end of the quarter at that time. Sienna, Roberto, and other friends went out drinking. I got home around 12:30 and Sienna still wasn't there. I started calling her and her cell phone was off. Roberto sent me a message asking if I was already home and I answered yes. He sent me a photo of Sienna and a man naked in a bed sleeping. He texted, paraphrasing, "I was looking for Sienna to bring home and I found her like this." After crying uncontrollably I took several of my things and went to my sister's apartment. I texted Sienna that she was a slut and had to get out of my apartment by Sunday and proceeded to block her. When I got to my apartment on Sunday, her things were gone. In the first few weeks she never tried to approach me to talk or apologize. It got so bad because she helped me so much to overcome the previous infidelity and she herself was unfaithful to me. I walked away and avoided anyone who talked about Sienna. My best friend supported me and said that she wasn't worth it, that it was better to realize it now and not in the future, when we were married. About 3 months passed and I decided to go to another state. I got a job and a small place to stay where I could adapt. I met several women but the relationships never lasted long. I decided to stop trying to date and have romantic relationships in the medium or long term. I never had social networks. With my family we communicate by text messages or emails. We had communication with Roberto but over time it became non-existent. 6 months ago I decided to download Facebook. I found my sister and checking her friends list I found Roberto. In marital status he said, married. Check the photos of him and he married Sienna a year ago. I asked my sister about them and she said that they didn't know anything about Roberto's life since I left. They have seen him at most 10 times in these 4 years but they never started a real conversation. I wrote to one of my friends on Facebook at that time, and he did have contact with Roberto. I asked him about it and he told me that Roberto and Sienna became very close because Roberto supported Sienna after her altercation. He also called me an idiot for abandoning Sienna in her state even though she always supported me. I asked him what she was referring to, as I didn't know what she was talking about. He asked for my number and called me a few minutes later. Apparently that night they started drinking a lot. Several of them left Sienna alone. After a while Roberto sent me the image. They woke up Sienna and she didn't remember anything. The guy that night took advantage of Sienna. She was very bad, especially after I kicked her out of the house. She never contacted me because she was really in a bad way. She went to therapy and when she wanted to look for me she found out that she was pregnant. Roberto supported her all the time. She ended up losing the baby. They started dating later, got married and apparently now she is pregnant. I told my friend that I didn't know anything about that I always believed that she was unfaithful to me and that Roberto never tried to correct me in that regard. I really feel terrible, mentally worn out with so much shit because I still love Sienna. Should I contact Roberto or Sienna? After hearing this story, my heart goes out to the complexities and pain that all parties involved have experienced. It's a tale of misunderstandings, rash decisions, and the unintended consequences of actions taken in the heat of the moment. First and foremost, it's essential to acknowledge the personal growth you've gone through since the initial heartbreak you endured in your early 20s. Your willingness to confront your own toxic behavior, seek therapy, and work on improving yourself is commendable. You've come a long way from the person you once were. Sienna's actions on that fateful night were indeed a shock, and it's understandable why you reacted so strongly in the moment. However, learning about the truth behind her behavior adds a layer of complexity to the situation. It appears that she was taken advantage of during a vulnerable moment, and Roberto, your best friend, supported her through this difficult time. What is worth noting is that Roberto failed to mention this crucial detail when he sent you that shocking image. The omission of such a significant aspect of the story raises questions about his actions and intentions in the situation. It leaves room for interpretation and may indicate that he was aware of the circumstances surrounding Sienna's behavior but chose not to share them with you. Contacting Sienna or Roberto at this point is a deeply personal decision. It's clear that you still have feelings for Sienna, and knowing the truth about her actions might bring you some closure. However, you should approach this with caution and sensitivity, as it's been quite some time since you had any contact.
Thank you for tuning in to Twisted Tales. If you enjoyed this journey through Reddit's captivating stories, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our next Reddit tale. Your support keeps these stories coming, and we can't wait to share more with you. Until next time, stay curious, stay tuned, and keep the stories flowing.